Hi everyone. Okay, I got one of those like suction cup things for the back of your phone, and I'm gonna see if this works. Um, okay, so I tend to get swept up. Like I used to be obsessed with like pop culture and like celebrity stuff, even with like Bollywood and what's going on with the actors and actresses and their kids and just like all the hungama, all the like gossip and stuff. Like I don't know, it's just always been like fun for me, but I get like a little too like obsessive, then I have to like totally stop. And then anyways, so of course I'm into this whole like Luigi Mangione thing, and just how it's so interesting to see how things are playing out, because just in the political environment that this happened in, and everyone has their opinions. It seems to be, most people are like, violence is not the answer. Violence is not the answer. And the violence that healthcare companies have been perpetrating for how many years for only money. That's the only reason. Is like, in a lot of people's eyes, a crime that's gone unpunished for many years. So he has, his New York lawyer is Karen Friedman Agnifilo, and her husband own a law firm, and her husband is representing Diddy. So I think it's really interesting that her husband is representing Diddy. She's representing Mangione. I mean, I think that that's just not a good look for Luigi. Because in Luigi's case, there's a lot more like sympathy, there's a lot more empathy, there's a lot more female interest, there's a lot more female like compassion towards what he's done. It's like, I hate to say it, but it's kind of like it's violence for a reason. It's retribution for a reason. And none of us feel unsafe if he were to be on the street. I can't speak for everyone, but that's the general way of thinking, right? Whereas, maybe with the Diddy case, that's not the case, right? Like it was very focused on victims who were just victims. But anyways, so I don't know. Like, I think that that's going to make him, just the fact that his lawyer's husband is defending someone who does not have that same, like, he's just basically seen as a bad guy. Like, I think that impacts the way a jury is going to see Luigi. On top of which, they're already making such a huge spectacle of this guy. There's really no way that the powers that be, and the judge apparently that was just named to the case was married to an ex-healthcare, like C-suite person. So I don't know. So I'm just want to do like a fun read on like what is happening there. Because even watching Karen talking about the perp walk, it's not that I know that she's, oh man, this is coming off. I know that she's like so capable, but I also feel like it's not like, not many people are used to the like public interest in a case, right? Like she's been doing this for years, like without anybody really noticing, and her husband have been very successful, and she's very, very bright. But I also was like thinking about it, and I was like, okay, like she is like not so super formal yet. it's just really interesting. I really think that she's continuing to play to like the sympathy thing. And I hope that she continues to do so. And I had been watching her on Midas Touch for over a year, I guess, now. I didn't really watch her. Like, she's not one of my favorite commentators on there just because I feel like she's very like methodical and boring in her like delivery. And speaking of boring, like I really need to like be a little more like less winded, which I guess I'm being right now. Anyways, so I'm just curious to see which way this is gonna go, because like she doesn't really cut a very sympathetic. She's not like this rough and tumble lawyer that came up from rural America or, you know, like a poor background and is really bright and, you know, has always defended like these kind of Robin Hood types. No, she's like wealthy. She went to really good schools. She married wealthy, and it's not knocking her down. It's just going to be interesting. And now that her husband is representing Diddy, I just really think it's also interesting that Luigi and whoever he's listening to, his family or whomever, said, yeah, go with Karen Friedman, you know, all the while knowing that her husband is defending Diddy. So I don't know. So I just want to like pull a few cards to see like what this dynamic between Karen and the case and like how that's kind of going right now. So the 8 of Keys, courage, oof. So the 8 of Wands. So if you see, it's like a mirror image of herself, and they're both holding on to each other's wands. Where are the other wands? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh yeah, the 2 matches. Have we seen matches yet? I don't think we have. Okay, so the keys are up here, and then you see the 2 matchsticks here that are lit, and she looks super serious. So courage. So I think that taking this case is definitely very, very courageous. And it seems like she's probably entering into an arena, very public arena. Like she does all these news shows, and she was like a legal advisor for different like TV shows and stuff. So she's not totally new, but I feel like the kind of like real life spectacle of it all is new, like the crowds and, you know, the immediate reaction. And okay, ooh, sorry, the arrival, 9 of shells. So 9 of pentacles. Honestly, I feel like this is Luigi. I'm like, girl, you have your time. I feel like this is him, but he needs to like, I feel like this is what happened with the presidential campaign, is that everybody kept saying that Kamala was going to win. And it's always the loudest people, right? So the extremes were like, no, y'all suck, Kamala's not going to win. And then the people who most wanted Kamala to win were also being very loud. And it was that quiet, the quiet majority, right? Who kind of didn't really say anything, didn't engage in social media or whatever else, and voted for Trump. So I think it's kind of like the same thing here. Like, I feel like the public needs to like calm down with their, not to like stop the support, but to calm down the whole, like, no one's going to convict him. Because the minute we start saying that is when people get pissed off enough to say, we need to teach these guys a lesson. And somehow he will get convicted, and nothing substantial changes in healthcare or anything else. You know, like I fear that's going to happen. So I think that with Arrival, he needs to like, maybe it's not him, but it's like the whole show around him needs to calm down a little bit. Like there's it's like, yeah, it's like the whole show, the whole pageantry, the whole show from all sides just needs to like calm down a little bit so actual change can happen. Because why else did he do this? I don't think that he did this to get the notoriety. You know, I think that this was just as unexpected as everybody else thought it was unexpected. So, but you know, with it just feels very flashy. And the more flashy it is, and the more people are like so excited about him, the more the people in power and the people with money are going to want to take away this example, like make him an example. The star 17. I mean, like, you know, the whole like hope, like this, the hopeful card, you know, like quite literally, I think Karen and him and Tom, lawyer Tom in Pennsylvania, like they're already stars, and he's definitely a star. And he's got the looks, he's got the story, he's young, he's smart, you know, he had a very pointed target. He's not just some flagrant criminal like a lot of people are. He was very purposeful, and he hit a very unsympathetic person who was contributing to a lot of other people's deaths just because of money. Okay, so the story of all this might get, like, as we go on, we might know more. And already the CEO, like, has other cases against him, and he's not a great character. He's not a person of character. So anyways, I think there is hope. I think that this trial is going to show something positive for all of us, like for the people. And just, there's going to be change. I think that this is what this card is saying, is that this has started something and it's not going to stop until there is hopeful outcome coming from it. So anyways, this was slipping, like, I don't know why. I hope y'all are doing well, and I will see y'all tomorrow.